I got one game, one gesture, 3 stats that encapsulate the Rangers' surge. Now, that's the beauty of this thing. When you win out 9 out of 10 and you win 6 in a row, there can be so many other options for this as well. But wanted to focus in on the one game and the one gesture to start things out, if that's okay with you guys.
For sure.
Okay, excellent. Now,
must have been Mike whenever he did his speech. That was his gesture. That was the game that set everything off. They've been the best team in baseball since he gave his inspiring Coach Ballsack speech.
I guess they went 2-3 after he gave that speech.
They've got 11-4 since then, Kevin. So I think we just look at it. It took some time to ramp it up.
So it took like a week for the speech to catch on, really.
Took all the star players getting
but he
for the rest
said
of the year.
he didn't care about game 38 or 37. Or he only cared about 38, and they won that game. Then he said he didn't care about 37, and they lost that game. So he needs to come out.
He needs to care about all the games.
Yeah, he needs to come out.
Stop caring about some of the games, Mike. Care about all the games.
This game, and then we can continue the win streak all the way through.
That's what
to the
Bochy
end
tells
of the
us.
regular
Bochy
season.
will say, hey, I only care about winning this game today.
Man, I'm a little nervous about that conversation tomorrow because I said, did you feel like this was your last stand for the playoffs? And he goes, definitely not.
He wanted to tell you to shut the hell up.
Well, guess what? His team has done a great job at it.
They
and
have.
I will ask that question every week if it puts them on a 6-game winning streak.
I'll let you ask that
I'll
question.
argue it was my question.
Oh, that's really turned things up since then?
In all seriousness, though,
I'll give you credit if that's the case.
we have seen an incredible level of contributions from this team at a time that, like, every other day it feels like you lost one of your core World Series players.
From the 469, so the math says we're undefeated without Marcus. If we played the whole season without him, we would be 139-0.
Technically, that is, I need to double check that
I
math.
appreciate math.
Because I feel like he might have missed a couple games before, but if that's true, then that is how it works.
Did we win all the games that he was out earlier in the season?
I will go check, and then I will cede the first question if you will ask Bruce Bochy if the key to the winning streak has been no Marcus Semien. If you promise you will ask that question.
If you can prove to me, Kevin,
okay,
that this season, every time he's not played, they've won, I will ask Bruce Bochy that question.
Okay, I will see the research.
I will be willing to take that smack through the phone.
Man, he's going to be like, are you kidding me? So let's go back to Friday night. There are so many, that's the great thing about this winning streak. There are so many great options.
Yeah.
But I want to go back to Friday night. Jack Leiter, 6 innings pitched, gives up 2 earned runs, but he's able to strike a lot of people out again and has 2 walks. I know you prefer lower than that. I get it, but a 3.5 to 1 strikeout to walk ratio for Jack Leiter, at least especially early in his career, that's going to work every time.
Dawson's never going to let that go, is he? 2 walks. Can you believe this kid?
So for Gavin Dawson, real quick, just as an aside to all of that, you're allowed to alter your opinion when new information has been presented,
true,
right?
Yes.
Like that opinion was last year.
Was based off the...
To be fair, I didn't hear every minute of the show, but I don't recall on Friday hearing him go like, oh, Leiter's probably going to get run because he's a bum. So, like, I don't know if I think that part is entirely fair. All right, but... he pitches great, the Rangers win, and then the gesture to go along with it. I'm sure you've, not like an actual physical gesture.
Oh, I thought maybe he put his hand over his heart and then sent it out to the world.
It was the gesture of Nate Eovaldi and texting Leiter before the game, and he kind of had like a mini scouting report for him. And Leiter talked about this, and you love to hear this. You rally around losing guys like that, talking about Eovaldi not being there, especially when it's your ace like Evo. He's been incredible. He didn't travel this week, but he was texting me, and he dove in on the A's lineup. Only Evo does that. He texted me a bunch about the game already tonight, so he's in it with us. Hopefully we can do something cool. That'd be awesome. What I love about that is that means Eovaldi is texting Jack Leiter's phone, knowing that he's not going to see it during the game, just so he can retroactively be like, oh, man, the way you closed out the 3rd inning, that was badass, or something like that. And that's going to be a really cool. So that game and that gesture, I think, was an incredible way to display how close parts of this Rangers team are, even when they're not like right next to you.
Yeah, and any information that you get from the best pitcher on your team, maybe one of the best pitchers in baseball.
Sure.
Whether it be after the game, he's texting you stuff, or before the game. If he sends you something before the game about this team, he's probably looking at it going, I'm trying to simplify this for Jack a little bit so that he's thinking a little bit less. Hey, you need to think about these 4 things. That's all you need to think about when you're on the and you watch the pace of Eovaldi while he pitches, doesn't it look like I don't even want to think. I just want to get up and throw. What's my pitch? Where do I need to locate it? Let's go.
He'd already done all his thinking before the game.
Exactly. And so I think that's just another positive that comes along with him helping a young pitcher who's trying to figure his way out in this league, who has the talent. Like, he clearly has the talent to do it. He just got to find the consistency of being able to clear his mind and focus on what he needs to do in that moment.
Now, I've got 3 stats for you that show how much the Rangers have been rocking and rolling. Let's start with that series against the A's. The Rangers were able to sweep. That was the first time Texas has swept the A's on the road in almost 10 years. You have to go back to September 22nd through the 24th, 2015. So they were in a different stadium, different city, and I guess technically had different names. So that is incredible. Now, let's talk about a player that he has been on a freaking tear as of late. Give me cut number 3, if you can, for the second straight season, the late season exploits of this man.
The right-hander with the step back, the hesitation, and now the pitch, and there's a drive deep into left. Gurriel going back, and it's out of here. Line drive home run for Wyatt Langford. He has tied the score at 3.
Now, the Rangers have been on a roll as a team. This particular individual, Wyatt Langford, he had a blistering month of August. 5 home runs, 14 RBIs. He had an on-base percentage of .424, and perhaps more importantly, that OPS of .945. He hits another home run yesterday, and yesterday was kind of an anomaly game for the Rangers going up against the Diamondbacks in that they made not only 1, but 2 comebacks earlier in the game. So obviously you have the comeback in the 9th inning, and then you're able to finish it off in the 10th. But you were also down after the first 2 innings, 3-0. Mm-hmm. And that feels like that's been the death of this Rangers team. Like, if you fall into a hole early on, you can move on with the rest of your day. Because this Rangers team, more often than not, has not been able to come back from that. So not only did they come back from that, then they fell behind again, and then they came back again to keep the winning streak alive.
In the last 5 games for Leiter, there have been 2, Kevin, where he's gone over. So I know you're talking about how amazing he's been lately.
Did you mean Langford?
Langford, yeah.
Okay.
My apologies.
I was like, that feels good for Leiter.
Yeah, for Leiter, yeah. He's
2?
He's not hitting it all, Kevin.
Oh, he's doing great.
But so for those 2, though, that's what I'm saying is in both of those games, he got walks. So
that's on base percentage,
and that's really what it's about. Is you're dangerous enough that guys have to be careful pitching to you, and they have to take you far more seriously. And Kevin, we recently had lots of conversations about him, and I was asked. You were sitting right next to me. What maybe the disappointment had been, and I was like, I feel like Langford's expectations are too high. Even myself put too high of expectations on him, and he hasn't lived up to that yet. But there are times when this dude, there are stretches for him where you're like, he might be the best, and maybe we're getting a better version of him right now.
And you know what? And that's kind of given me another perspective of it, because he closed out last year he was the player of the month in the American League in September. Not rookie of the month, player of the month. If he closes out with another blistering September, this season is going to end up looking really good. Now, it took a minute to get there. But if he has a hot August and a hot September, well, first of all, that could propel this team into the playoffs, but also it could propel him above 800 OPS, above 25 home runs, like to a significantly better stat line. And even if you care about this, his batting average has really picked up as well.
Yeah, the remember Odor though, you would at the end of the year you'd look at his numbers and go, did he have a bad season?
Yeah.
But then most of the season you're just like, dude, he just is bad. But then you'd look at the total numbers and go, well, hold on, explain this somehow.
So this one I think is going to be different because you could see Wyatt Langford being the force that propels this team into the playoffs. And if that's the case, then you're like, great, those last 2 months were the 2 months that mattered. Thank you for getting us into the playoffs. Then hopefully we can go from there. Now, you made reference to this earlier in the show, and I wanted to break down what has been the absolute, I think, biggest deal for the Rangers along this entire road. Runners in scoring position.
Okay.
Feels like we have complained about this all season long. Does it not?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
It's been a blistering situation.
Okay. Stop that.
Okay.
All right. So for the Rangers, they went 5 for 24 in that sweep of Cleveland with runners in scoring position. So not great whatsoever. It was a 208 batting average, but
it's better than .096.
Yes, that is very true. But they also had 2 shutouts.
Yep.
And in those 3 games, they gave up a total of 3 runs. And so you're like, okay, well, that's their winning formula.
Yeah.
In the lone loss they have in this 10-game streak, it was to the Angels, 0 for 3. So you can see it. But before yesterday's game, the Rangers had been phenomenal with runners in scoring position. 22 for 50 in a 5-game stretch. So think about that. There's some easy math there.
Okay.
That's a 440 batting average with runners in scoring position. 440!
That means 44% of the time.
That's right. It
They were
works every
rocking.
time. And also, 5 games, 50 opportunities. That means the Rangers were averaging 10 opportunities per game with runners in scoring position. Even yesterday, they had 8 opportunities with runners in scoring position. If you have that many attempts and you're even average, you're going to be scoring runs left and right. And if you can go ahead and give me cut number 4, we're going to go to the 10th, where obviously just the way baseball is set up, you automatically have a runner in scoring position. They were able to make it pay off.
The 1-1. That ball hit back up the middle, off of the pitcher, Burgos. It deflects into foul ground. Coming in to score, Hellman. Here comes Duran. Throw at the plate, and Duran is out.
And the Rangers can't challenge.
They can't challenge it. The call from plate umpire Chad Fairchild is out at the plate.
Well, guess what? It's going to work out because they are going to review it. And Ezekiel Duran, incredible hustle, but also that incredible kind of body-bending slide to get in there where it looks like he didn't actually get tagged at all, and certainly not until after he had touched the plate. But that's the stat that stands out to me the most, is how effective they have been with runners in scoring position.
So you said 440. That's like spectacular in obviously a small.
That feels impossible.
Yeah. The Rangers in 2023, we're always going to compare to the best we've seen.
Yeah.
275.
And that's incredible.
It was
as
fourth
well.
that year.
I was about to say, I bet that's
there were only
near the
3
top.
other. Yeah, there were only 3 other teams better than them that year, and obviously, and their pitching wasn't what it is right now. So just imagine if they could be that effective with runners in scoring position with the type of pitching they're commanding at the moment.
If the Rangers were hitting like that with runners in scoring position this year, I think they would be 92-47. I think they could be like 20 games better because it's been so terrible. But if it picks up at the right time, hey.
Blistering pace.
Stop it.
Okay.